Let's talk about the hidden DLC update in Black Ops Cold War, multiplayer maps, zombies, remakes, and much more. First off, I want to mention this is very refreshing to talk about this game. Obviously, we're still going to be focusing on MW2 and Warzone 2 for the rest of the year, 2 years, because it's going to be a 2-year game, obviously, into 2024, it seems like. But every so often, if you guys don't mind, I wouldn't mind hopping back into older games here and talking about this DLC content, especially Cold War, because there's a lot of content still there that we gotta talk about here. Now, overall, one of the major complaints of Black Ops Cold War, and let me know down below if you agree with this here, was that during the main season of the game, the first year especially, there was just not enough content. And looking back, I have all of the roadmaps here, at least most of the roadmaps. I'm gonna run through them pretty quickly. It seems like we did get a good share of DLC, but it was mostly spread across all of the modes, so it may have not seemed that way at that current point in time. For Season 1, I'm going to not really focus on Warzone here. Obviously, Warzone is kind of a part of the new DLC updates, so you have to kind of count that. But if we're just talking Cold War content, multiplayer, we got a bunch of gunfight maps. We got a 6v6 map. We have Raid as well. Nuketown Holiday. Santorium was later on, of course. Zombies, nothing really too major there. The Holiday update cranked. It was pretty solid. For Season 1 Reloaded, we got Firebase Z. This is where the DLC started to ramp up here. Express, a surprise map drop there. Season 2. Shortly after that, we got a 6v6 map, a multi-team map, gunfight map, Outbreak. So much content there. A bit of a wait for Season 3. Some more MP maps overall. Different Outbreak maps. And every season after that, it was pretty solid. But, you know, when a new update came out, people would say, okay, you know what? We're only getting one 6v6 map. We're getting one Outbreak map, which was already found in the game. The Outbreak maps were based on the existing Fireteam maps in the game for the most part, at least, and a lot of the content we already saw. And, you know, obviously that was the complaint throughout the year of Black Ops Cold War. And overall, I think looking back, the content was really good, but there is still a part of some people, then they may say, like, you know what, we could have gotten so much more, and there are probably reasons why we didn't. Treyarch, as we know, spread thin like there's no tomorrow. During Cold War, they had to start working on Vanguard Zombies. They had to start working on, you know, all of this content. Treyarch still is involved with MW2's League play, and they, you know, have a huge part in the CDL right now as well. I mean, there's just so much going on with Treyarch, so I understand why we may have not gotten the full extent of the content they probably wanted to give us here. And let's go through what we were supposed to see, these hidden maps here that could still release at some point very soon, potentially as a lead up into COD 2024 or a part of the secret title or secret DLC map pack releasing in fall of 2023 next year. But before we go through all of that, we have a quick word from the sponsor of today's video. Spinner is the world's only video app that helps you make new friends who share your interests and hobbies. Spinner can help you meet new people in your area so you can engage in fun activities instead of being trapped on social media all day. By showing off your personality and hobbies on your profile, you can be authentic to yourself and get to know people before actually meeting them in real life. It's super easy to use. Hop into the app here. You start off by picking a bunch of general interests that you have. I picked video games, sports, videography. You could pick a bunch more as well. I'm also trying to just make some friends, so I picked that one. And once you're in the app, there's a bunch of stuff to do, a bunch of ways to interact with people. And the basis of the app here is that you have little intro videos on your profile. And as you scroll through, you see other people's intro videos, and then you can see what their interests are. And then you'll end up finding people with similar interests as you. There's also a daily spin that happens at 2 p.m. every day, which gives you a random question to answer. So you can answer that, upload your little video, and see everyone else's responses as well. Spinner Squads is a really cool feature on the app as well, where you could create new groups based on your hobbies and interests to, again, meet new people. In this case, I would start a Call of Duty group, of course, or even a Matters group, you know, of like-minded gamers, but you could go more general as well, just make a gaming group for your area to have LAN events and stuff like that, or go as specific as you want, people that only like Modern Warfare 2 or a certain map. I mean, you could do whatever you want there with those groups. Really sick stuff with Spinner Squads. And a quick reminder, the bottom left tab is the actual main video feed, so you can scroll through different people's videos and what they posted, and then be sure to click the top left button there, which actually brings you to their profile, where you could see some information on them, their interests, what they selected, other videos and spins they've posted. And that's another really easy way to meet new people, again, with similar hobbies as you. And overall, there's tons of other ways to interact with people on the platform. So Spinner is a really cool video sharing platform, a lot of stuff to do there. It's free to check out, available on the App Store right now, coming very soon for free on Android Links will be down below in the description and in the pinned comment. Now, the main hidden BO Cold War content that's actually realistic right now is the extra MP maps. Of course, Zombies Chronicles 2 is the biggest piece of hidden content that was heavily rumored, and, you know, the evidence was there for it, of course. It wasn't like this fake thing that people made up. I mean, there were credible leakers and sources saying that the Zombies Chronicles 2 maps, Transit, Buried, and Die Rise, were brought over from Black Ops 4, where they were originally remade and ported to Black Ops Cold War. Now, of course, in between developing, Treyarch having to work on Cold War early, which was obviously, that was originally Sledgehammer's game, so that was a whole mess up there. All of that made it probably so much more difficult to get that done, but that doesn't mean the leaks weren't ever fully accurate. I mean, I still do believe that there was some type of initial intention to bring those ZC2 maps to Cold War. Obviously, if Treyarch wants to come out and say we never thought about that once, that would be cool. That would be great to have that confirmation. But overall, again, that's the main piece of DLC content, which I wish we could have gotten. At this point, it might not be realistic, unless for 2023 next year, we get that huge free-to-play game that gives us a ton of content. Treyarch Zombies free-to-play, and it includes those BO2 maps, who knows? But overall, it seems like that's not as likely. But what's more likely, several maps, and these are obviously remakes here, but still, I would definitely want to see them. Several maps that were supposed to release throughout the seasons of Cold War that didn't release. The main ones here, we've talked about before on the channel, a tweet from Tom Henderson. This is back from BO Cold War. It looks like Slums, Yemen, and Plaza are the latest maps rumored to be coming to Black Ops Cold War as remasters. If we get 2 more remaster maps from Black Ops 2, which we are, that's 50% of Black Ops 2 launched maps remastered, which is crazy. So overall, again, if you guys remember, we did end up getting Slums remade in Cold War, but we never got Yemen, we never got Plaza, and there were tons of other maps as well we were supposed to see. We got Jungle, we never got Firing Range, and other maps, especially from BO1, that we could have seen that just never ended up releasing here. So it seems like overall, behind the scenes, there was so much more intention initially from Treyarch to bring a lot of these past maps over, and I'm assuming Black Ops Cold War, it is a Black Ops 1 sequel. There must have been some internal drive to bring us more BO1 content, but it was just easier for whatever reason to give us BO2 maps. They were more popular. It would have done well, done better than the BO1 maps in terms of actual popularity and DLC downloads, or not downloads, but, you know, just the overall success of the DLC updates, because overall people might be more familiar with the BO2 maps than the BO1 maps, which makes sense overall. But, you know, obviously we've said before, huge advocate for the BO1 maps to return here. First off, again, if there's any extra content released in Cold War from now until 2024, when Treyarch's next game comes out, or whatever Treyarch's next game is overall, if they do a free-to-play thing in 2023, the first 2 maps very likely to release here, based on all the leaks and rumors, would be Yemen and Plaza. 2 very, very cool maps. I mean, personally, I think Plaza is one of the best maps from BO2. Atmosphere's fire. The look is so sick. The layout, solid overall as well. Had so much fun playing on that map. Yemen, not as good in my opinion, but another really solid one overall. Had a bunch of great games on it. So many fun, you know, and insane COD sports moments on that map as well. A huge scumpy, you know, hard point holds there. I'm pretty sure it was whatever that clip was. You know, Yemen's a solid map too. But those are the first 2 maps here that you would definitely see. And again, if they fully developed them and made them, and for whatever reason they're holding them back because obviously MW2 is the current game, this and that, I understand all of that stuff, but I think a lot of people would appreciate some type of throwback update here, maybe in between MW2 and whatever they release for 2023, maybe in that lull, you know, when MW2 is dying down a little bit, it's not as popular, people are a bit bored. If they have that content that they originally planned, fully made, they just have to finish up some touches there, some bug fixes. I mean, I think most of you guys would agree with me that it would be so sick to see. So let me know down below if you would want to see that, play that. Would that be something you would want, you know, alongside MW2 content at that point? Would probably have the year 2 update for MW2 and Warzone 2. But that makes sense to you guys. Let me know down below. And also let me know if you want me to go back and look at other past games here, especially Cold War. There's a lot of extra stuff, you know, I personally wanted to see in terms of Cold War content that we could still see brought over into, again, you know, Cold War year 3 or 4, which sounds crazy, but it's possible. More likely that free-to-play game in 2023, but even more likely just brought over into COD 2024. If you want to go through that, especially the Zombie Chronicle 2 maps, where those could release, if they're going to save them for the launch of COD 2024, all of that stuff, we could do that mixed into the current MW2 and Warzone 2 videos. Let me know down below. That's it here for this video. Be sure to subscribe for more MW2 and Warzone 2 news update videos like this. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.